Good morning, y'all. Happy hump day. I'm listening to Fox News, and they have the Rex Tillerson confirmation hearings in the Senate. And twice now within the last minute, I've been listening for hours, but within the last minute, there's been 2 interruptions from bystanders, and you'll never guess the sex of these 2 interjectors. Female. The first one was an older woman by the best I could tell from her voice, but her plea was, please do not put Exxon in charge of the State Department for the sake of our children. Okay, that was funny. And that prompted the thought, somebody married that woman. And she's not in her place. And that has nothing to do with her sex. Yelling out in a crowd like that ain't your place. Have a prepared argument. Put yourself in a position to present your arguments and substantiate them with fact. The second one, within just a couple seconds later, she was a younger woman, the best I could tell from her voice. And she was protesting pipelines and also Exxon and for the sake of the people and all this crap. They kind of got to me. Have a platform, have a place to present your evidence and your facts and your opinions, and substantiate your facts and your arguments with factual evidence. I mean, just yelling out in a crowd, all they did was, they've got a legacy now. I don't know that their names will ever be released to the public, but surely somewhere on YouTube they're going to have a permanent place. And gentlemen, if you do have a wife or a woman that looks to you to be her leader and guide her and protect her, don't let them do stuff like this. That's ridiculous. And they make you look pretty foolish too. Like I got a neighbor last week at my house over in Joshua. I was out in the front, and these 2 kids, they're about 10 and 8 or so. I've been watching them since I've owned the place, about 5 years. The little boy, he's younger than the sister, and he's always wanted to cry about her mistreating him or his bicycle or something. He's a bit of a pussy. But they're lighting off smoke bombs in the yard, and I've got some high grass right there by the street that's dead, and I don't want it getting lit up. So I went out and expressed my concern for fire to these 2 kids, and I said, y'all please don't do that. They said, okay. Within just a couple seconds later, they lit another one, and they're throwing them. They're not just lighting them, leaving them. They're throwing them. And I come out again, and I said, hey, I asked y'all, I said, this is dangerous. I said, if you're going to play with fire, you take it over there on your place. I ain't interested in you burning this place down. And here a few minutes later, I'm still working out in the yard, so a few minutes later, here comes Mama Bear. And I've heard this woman, we've not interacted much personally, but I've heard her hollering at her dogs who apparently understand English. And more implicitly, they understand expletives in English, like the F word is commonly used, loud. Apparently that's how she trained her dogs. But she come over and asked me what my problem was. And I said, my problem is your kid's sitting here lighting fireworks off in the street, and I got this fire danger right here. And she expressed how I need to mind my own business, and I paid cash for that place. I bought it one time, and it is my business. And I kind of got fired up when she told me to mind my own business. And I said, lady, this place is my business, and making sure it don't burn down is my business. And I said, if you're not concerned for it, she said, they're just smoke bombs. And I said, did it take fire to light them? I said, it takes fire to light them. They're on fire, and your kids are out here throwing them around. And I said, this is my business, and I didn't use any expletives with her. In fact, I remembered something that Mrs. Elkins told me. Her husband, he was a few feet behind, and he told her, honey, stay off his property. He was just back there being like a wife should be. He was standing back there being quiet. but she took the reins of the situation. I imagine she took the reins in this instance because he's dropped the reins in leading that household. And what, to my understanding, women have a tendency to do, they want a leader, but when they don't get one, they'll take it up themselves, and then they'll try to resent the man for not being the leader when they kicked him out of the driver's seat to begin with. So men, hold your ground. I got a neighbor, he's all bearded up, he rides a Harley, but apparently deep in his heart, he's a pussy too, because he won't stand up and tell this woman how to be. So I had all that, and it was all inspired by the Rex Tillerson confirmation hearings, and these two women, just men or women, there ain't room for disruptance like that's unsubstantiated and no evidence. Know your time, know your place, and have your business in order. Then make an argument. That's all I got for you. All right, then.